So Korean animation, Japanese, Korean, and North American animation, right? We're gonna be looking at the differences between all three. First, let's look at Japanese animation. Japanese anime has been the global leader in animation for decades, because Japanese animation is the benchmark. This is what we'll be comparing everything to. So Japanese anime has been the global leader in animation for decades. Yeah, it's been animation, the head of animation for decades. Like the early 19th century was like Walt Disney, so America, but Japan really took over. I think since the 80s, really, 80s, 90s. You had the golden age, but I just think Japan was just killing it more in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, then the late 2000s, 2010s, and now to our present day, right? And anime from Japan is known for its emotional depth, complex characters, and bold exploration of philosophical and societal themes. Unlike many Western shows, Japanese anime isn't afraid to take creative risks, tackling dark or mature topics, and craft stories that leave you thinking long after the credits roll. The variety is unmatched, from action-packed shonen like Attack on Titan and Naruto to introspective series like Angel's Egg. Anime consistently offers something for everyone. Studios like MAPPA, Madhouse, Toei, Bones have mastered the art of blending stunning visuals and meaningful narratives. One of Japan's biggest strengths is its creative freedom. There are few restrictions on what can be shown or discussed, which allows anime to explore everything from politics and war to grief, love, and existential questions. Japan can't really talk about what happened in World War II, but other than World War I and World War II, Japan can really just talk about anything. This creative space is what keeps Japanese anime ahead in both volume and cultural impact worldwide. Like, they're just pumping it out, pump it up. So let's look at Chinese animation, Donghua. Chinese animation, known as Donghua, has seen a rapid rise in visual quality and global attention over the past decades. Let's say past few years, okay? Shows like, Heaven's Official's Blessings and Fog Hill 5 Elements showcase stunning art, fluid scenes, and rich cultural influences rooted in Chinese mythology and traditions. However, despite the visual appeal, Donghua faces significant creative barriers, strict content regulations, and censorship by the CCP, or the Chinese Communist Party, severely limits what creators can explore. Topics like political critique, deep philosophical questions, complex human emotion, human rights, or stories that challenge authority are often restricted or completely banned. This environment forces many Donghua to stick to safer, surface level narratives that rely on action, romance, or friendship, similar to basic shonen anime structures, without pushing deeper themes that truly can make you think, right? They have great animation, right? Quite frankly, the best animation right now in the game right now, if I'm being completely honest. This censorship restricts them from what they can really do, and even in a shonen-like setting, it still limits them, because Bleach, for example, has a theme of challenging authority. Bleach could not be made in China. Challenging authority is kind of subtle, and Bleach subtle enough that I think they could get away with it, but they wouldn't have taken the chance with it. China has the talent and cultural richness to produce world-class stories, but until these restrictions ease, which I really don't think will happen ever, unless there's a huge societal and governmental change within China, Donghua may continue to struggle to fully compete with depth and diversity of Japanese anime. Now, I do understand that there was this movie, I forgot the movie. I still need to watch the Chinese movie that made $1 billion. But the critically acclaimed story, well, I'll have to come back and see if what's that? That one. Let me look it up. Neza. Okay, I need to watch Neza, because I hear that's really good. The story might be really good. It might be mid. Who knows? I'll have to watch it to see. Might do a review on it. But from the Chinese animations I've watched, they've been just kind of bland. The characters just kind of whatever. But the fights have been amazing. The animation has been amazing every single time. Obviously, China's pumping a lot of money into the soft power, right? And as China gains more soft power, I feel like people's opinions could change more on Donghua. let's look at Korean animation or webtoons or manhwa. Korean animation, especially adaptations of popular webtoons, have been gaining international attention in recent years, such as Tower of God, Soul 11, and High School what? What was that called? Let me look it up. High School what? The God of High School. A lot of this God shit that they're trying to say has introduced manhwa and webtoon stories to a wider global audience. Unlike Chinese animation, Korean creators enjoy significantly more creative freedom, with little to no government censorship limiting what can be shown or discussed. This gives Korean studios the potential to tell deeper, bolder, and innovative stories. However, many Korean animations that have been adapted tend to feel formulaic or even lacking the narrative depth, that they can produce, with world building or even emotional weight that fans expect from Japanese anime. Once again, Japanese being that benchmark. Some stories can feel rushed or underdeveloped, leaving viewers wanting more substance. That said, Korean animation is showing real growth and improvement. Tower of God. Am I just the only one? Is that show just really boring, or it just feels really boring? First season was, I liked the concept of Tower of God. I liked where it was going. It just wasn't hitting. It just wasn't hitting the notes that I was wanting from Tower of God. God of High School, that was okay. That was fine, but just story wise was really lacking. The animation is really good, and yeah. Soul Leveling. Okay, we'll talk about Soul Leveling. Soul Leveling, for an example, right, was extremely fun. It was so good. Second season, I haven't had that much fun watching anime since I started watching anime. It reminded me of watching, like, made my hair stand up. It reminded me of watching Hunter x Hunter, like the Khmer Ant arc for the first time. My hair standing up. I'm excited. I'm giddy. He's moving so fast. That shit was so dope. That shit was so dope. Oh my god, when Sung Ju Woo was fighting the ant guy. Oh my god, that was so dope. I just feel like Soul 11, the story is lacking. And if Soul 11 animation was bad or mid, this shit would just be slop. This shit would just be, it wouldn't even get a second season. It would just be just nothing. It wouldn't be anything special. But thanks to the animation and the story is good enough, it's amazing. With no major, creative restriction holding them back, Korean animation has the space and flexibility to evolve quickly. As more webtoons get adapted and more studios invest in better storytelling, Korean animation could eventually match or even surpass Japanese anime in the coming years if they play their cards right and choose, I don't know, webtoons or manhwa with better stories and get great animation teams to produce it. Now let's look at North American animation. North American animation, particularly from Canada or the US, have been quietly challenging Japanese anime for years, especially in the visual space. With much larger budgets and access to cutting-edge technology, Western studios have produced visually groundbreaking works like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the second one to that, Arcane. Invincible was cool. Will not say it's groundbreaking when it comes to visuals, but they had an amazing stacked voice cast. He can't keep getting away with this. These projects showcase stunning animation, cinematic camera work, fluid action scenes, and bold visual styles that push the medium forward. In many ways, North America has surpassed Japan in terms of pure animation quality and production value per episode or film. However, while North America excels at creating visual spectacular one-off films and limited series, it still lags behind Japan in terms of volume and diversity of storytelling. Japanese anime consistently produces a wider range of genres, including romance, slice of life, psychological thrillers, and complex coming-of-age stories, while much of North American animation still leans heavily on superhero themes or high-action adventure. Now, I'm talking about the mainstream, right? Always have this underground stuff that's really thrilling, but that's a lot harder to find, right? You have to go to film festivals to find that kind of stuff, to find that really gem stuff. But if that's your thing, watching film festival movies, short films, go ahead. But I'm talking about generally what's released in theaters. It's just kind of okay. Anime also continues to explore deeper philosophical, emotional, and societal themes more regularly, something North American animation is only beginning to embrace. Right, with Arcane, I'm watching the Predator one right now. They're really taking this shit seriously. Invincible. There's a lot of shows they're really doing right now, and they're taking this very seriously. While North America is undoubtedly a strong visual rival, Japan still dominates when it comes to consistent, long-form, emotional resonant storytelling across hundreds of shows each year. Kisho Kontetsu. Let's look at the difference. So Kisho Kontetsu, that's the storytelling. Like we have the pyramid in North America, the pyramid storytelling method, or Save the Cat storytelling method in North America, or in Western kind of shows. In Europe, it's kind of all over the place. But for Western shows, we have the Save the Cat, or starting, climax, and then falling action, rising action, falling action, start, rising action, climax, falling action. So it's just a triangle, a pyramid, right? That's the kind of story structure we follow here in the West. But in Asia, it's Kishu Kontetsu. I know that's the Japanese name, but it's similar throughout all of Asia, as it is derived from China. That storytelling of multiple beats, multiple different highlights, and just ending in such a specific way. So each region's animation industry has developed its own distinct creative identity shaped by culture, resources, and freedom of expression. Japanese anime is known for its stylized 2D visual complex world building and emotional layered stories that often explore deep societal and philosophical themes. Chinese animation, or Donghua, has rapidly improved in visual quality and cultural richness, but is often limited by government censorship, which restricts the depth of storytelling and can prevent shows from tackling meaningful, thought-provoking topics. Korean animation, led by webtoon adaptation, offers fresh art styles and clean digital visuals with a fast-paced storytelling format. However, many of the stories adopted so far feel basic or underdeveloped due Korea has no creative restrictions and the potential to dramatically improve. Korea has all this potential. It just seems like Korean mindset is always to just be better than everybody. I hate just to be better. You can see that in the storytelling. It's like Korea has amazing storytelling. Even try to be better than everybody. Look at this. Ready for this? Parasite. It's about motherfuckers being better than a different class. Mickey 17. It's about Mickey being better than the other Mickey or some shit. Right, but whatever. I feel like just get out that mindset and they just really have to do something, but they can really surpass Japan for real. I see the potential. North American animation stands out from the rest for its high budget, visual stunning productions and that rivals anime's most cinematic moments. Shows like Arcane and Spider-Verse are proof of what Western studios can achieve, right? Castlevania, what can this achieve in an animation standpoint too? Ultimately, your favorite style depends on what you value. Japan needs on emotional depth and volume. China excels in visuals, but is held back by limits. Korea is a rising wildcard. North America is dominating in budget and high impact visuals. The global influence and how this all really comes together. As the animation industry becomes more global, we're seeing an exciting period for cross-cultural influence and collaboration. It's going to get more competitive. The day I hear somebody say they prefer Donghua over Japanese anime, that's going to be a great day. That's either going to be like Japanese animation that's completely fell off the map, right? But I doubt that's going to happen, but I think Donghua is going to get better. There's just a ceiling to it, but I can imagine that. And Korean animation, dear God, Korean animation is going to go to the top. You just get it. I would be investing in Korean animation, Korean stories. I'd be investing in that. Streaming platforms like Netflix, Crunchyroll, and Bilibili are making it easier for Chinese, Korean, Japanese, and North American animation to reach international audience instantly. This global exposure can encourage studios to push boundaries, experiment with new styles, and borrow techniques from one another. You can now see anime-inspired visuals in Western shows like Castlevania, Arcane, while Korean webtoons are being adapted into Japanese formats, right? With Solo Leveling, all the shows I mentioned before, they're just done by Japanese studios. Chinese studios are improving the animation speed and quality to compete internationally. True censorship remains a hurdle. Korean animation is becoming more aggressive in pursuing global relevance, and North American studios are stepping away from traditional cartoon stereotypes and leaning into something more serious, mature, and just a more mature storytelling. We're now entering an era, guys. We are entering a new era. Think about that for a second. Where regional lines are starting to blur and co-production between countries are becoming more common. Despite this growing competition, Japan still sets the benchmark, the global pace with its unmatched volume, genre diversity, and narrative freedom. The soft power is crazy, and China, with its infinite money, could challenge that soft power. However, the future of animation will likely be more interconnected, with each region leaning from and inspiring the others in a constantly evolving landscape. To end this off, I'm going to give you guys my top 3, where I put each one. Okay, I put anime number 1, North American animation number 2, Korean, Chinese. As you guys know, to end this video, I am an anime consultant with over 15 years of experience, more than 600 shows completed, and 11,000 episodes watched. With a background in film, I spent years studying not just what anime people like, but why they connect with it. I've studied film. If you guys ever want a consultation on anime, please go and check the link down in the file below. Right? So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more creative thoughts on animation, anime, because I'm going to be doing a lot of anime reviews, a lot of everything reviews, right? And yeah, guys, just have fun. Subscribe and have fun. Enjoy what you enjoy. Watch what you watch. Watch what you want to watch. Peace.